Yeah, here's a look at the pasture. That's pretty much what all of it looks like. There's a little green over there, but cows haven't been in there. Other than there was 2 cows out in there and 5 calves this morning. And that straight run over there that goes up that hill, there's cross runs to split it up for the bullpens. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cross fences. Third one up, the end post on the run going up the hill. It broke. I got a feeling it actually rotted. That's what I love about the frickin' posts you get nowadays. If you're lucky and it's actually a Douglas fir post that's treated, it'll hold up for 10, 15 years if you're lucky. But most of them are not Doug fir. Most of them are pine. Pine don't hold up here. I've seen them not even make it 1 year. Cost you within $1 of the same price for a freaking post. These little posts here, and those aren't very big. And the ones there's the bridge. And these here, and those there, those were actually put in about 10 years ago. 10 or 12. Whenever it was that I finally got into sea pain management for my back, because the day after they did the steroid injections into my back for the test, I was out here with a little chainsaw auger digging holes for these. The day before I dug like one hole and I was about half dead. And the day after I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, at least 15 holes. In between my wife and a friend that was working for us at the time, we got these fences done. These 3 that run up this hill, that one, and that one, in 1 day. And one post beyond the end of that line there, one post is rotted off. And so that's probably actually been at least 12 years ago. Hell, I don't know. And our lovely temporary fence still here. It keeps leaning. It's going to keep leaning for a little while. But instead of getting the big baler cleaned up today and put away, it's a fence day. Between feeding and doing this, I've already got 4 hours into it, and it's, I don't know, my phone says it's 72 degrees in Hillsboro. Yeah, it's warmer than that. It was 72 degrees here a couple hours ago. And yeah, I know, some of these fences look wonderful. And the plan for the gates across there, that was a great plan at the time. That's back when the water used to come up and go over the bridge hard and tear the fence out. Doesn't do that much anymore. And the end of this little straight run here, post cap broke off a couple months ago, and we put a steel post in to support it. And that's been all screwed up, so I just kind of redid that, dropped back a post, put the wires across. But we should be getting 7 joules out. And we're up to 2.5 to 2.8. There's still something somewhere out there. Everything points farther out and farther out. Although this stretch here pointed this way too, so I got a feeling maybe where it goes around the backside of the manure barn might be an issue. I don't know, I didn't check that. Number one's got the bike. Had to relearn her how to use that fancy tester so she could follow to find out where the problems are. Over there by those walnut trees, that line fence runs east. Everything over here pointed toward that, and I told her, and she went clear down there, and she came back. There's nothing wrong. I changed one insulator. There's nothing wrong. She hooked it back up, and I had the tester in my hand. What do you know? It pointed that direction. So, told her, take it with you. Follow it. Oh, well, the wires were wrapped around each other down there. that'll do it. And I fire the track hoe up, and the bottom wire on this fence happens to be the main one that the juice comes through. Had that hired done and forgot to tell the guy we didn't want the bottom wire to be the main one. Because if the bottom's the main and it gets grown up, you can disconnect, or you can't disconnect it. If the second one's the main, you can disconnect the bottom one. It's already tied up with the twine right there. But clear down into here, the manure's up over it. So take the hoe, see if I can weasel that out. And I just found what number one was looking for earlier. We used to come through where the trailer's parked, and the wide set right there is gates to get through. We used to come through with a semi and then unload bales back here. But we didn't have animals in these runs all year long like we do now. It's pretty wide span, just wire gates. She found a wire hanging because the calves have been going through there and running through it. She couldn't find the handle. Handle's right there, right in the middle of the screen. So I need to tell her where it's at. Oh, and there's a piece off the feeder right there too. Probably should have her pick that up. Or I'll just go in and do it right now. Anyway, yeah, you can see how dry it is up close that way. Thought I'd show you. They're saying 102 degrees in Portland today, and that translates to probably 108, maybe 110 here. And not a heck of a lot of wind, but I don't know, it's probably a 8 or 10 mile an hour breeze out of the east. Getting a little more windy now. All that does is make it hotter. So anyway, guess I'll get something done here, and she's gonna see if she can get number two to go out and help her find where the issues are on the fence. I swear, 20 years ago we didn't have hardly any trouble with fences, and we've replaced most of them since then. Everything's in good shape, and there's always something. Kind of wish we were in an area where we had some oil field pipe. All this could be all pipe. I wouldn't have to worry about these jerks doing something stupid like walking through a fence. But so far, they aren't walking through it. Calves come in to visit them, but they aren't getting out. So I guess in that respect, we can count our blessings. Because I'm glad they aren't getting out. That can be bigger issues. And so far, both bulls have had a set of hot wires between them all summer, which we usually keep some pasture between them too, but not this year. Won't be next year either. So, yay. Oh, by the way, that's a burn barrel. It's been beat up a little bit. Critters like to play with it. Not necessarily just the bulls either. The cows will lean on it. And it's had a few good hot fires in it, so part of that is a little extra stress. Need to get it up and straighten it up and beef it up and make it a little bit bull-proof. So anyway, everybody, it is dry, even though we did have the rain that day, but all we got here was a mist for about an hour. The only rain was up in that field we were picking bales up in. And I heard there was rain about 8 miles north of us. Other than that, we got nothing. So, oh well, I gotta let you go. I need a hand to get out of here. And we'll get that thing fired up. Or put the bucket on the skid steer and hope it's not wet underneath that, because it could be wet underneath it and then I'm stuck in here. Oh well, we'll see. Okay, there's our day. It's almost 4 o'clock. We called her quits a little early. Most of the fence got done. They said something about there was some spot they still had to fix, so the cows didn't get to go back out yet, but they didn't want to go back out. They all stayed in the barn anyway. Even the other bunch, they only went out to get to their bale of hay. So, hey, what a great Saturday. We got probably another 2 degrees that'll go on that, maybe 3 degrees before it's done for the day. Either way, way too frickin' hot for here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like and subscribe.